You are listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
Launch the motorcycle off a cliff. Cut to the chase, would you?
And it felt like somebody just punched me right in the face. Hi, welcome to the all-new Comedy Parenting Radio. My name's Jerry Begley, and today we're going to discuss Klutz Moves.
Who's Klutz and where is he moving?
It's not a person, and he's not going anywhere. We'll talk about Klutz Moves when we get right back.
Guess who needs to laugh the most? Your dentist. Day after day, they look into mouths of people with rotten teeth and bad breath. Give your dentist a breath of fresh air by sending them a copy of Dad the Tooth Fairy Didn't Come, and soon they'll be reclining in the chair and you'll be running the drill. To pick up your copy, send $20 check or money order to Tooth Fairy, 400 Prospector Trail, Marble, Colorado 81623. That's Tooth Fairy, 400 Prospector Trail, Marble, Colorado 81623.
Okay, thanks for joining us on Comedy Parenting Radio today. We've got the Begley kids up here in Studio B. We're going to talk about Klutz Moves. Does anybody know what a klutz is?
I do.
What's a klutz?
Something that is not supposed to happen when it happens.
It's when somebody's clumsy.
Clumsy. So it's a clumsy move, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You aren't really using your brain.
You're not really using your brain. I got to tell you about something klutzy that I'm kind of famous for in ski school. I come back from changing into my ski pants there in the men's room, and I walk into the locker room and go up to my locker with the pants I wore to work. And it just so happens I tend to get a lot of change in my pockets. And for whatever reason, when I go to hang my pants up in my locker, they go upside down. And all this change comes spilling out of my pants and goes all over the floor of the locker room. Elijah, have you ever done anything really klutzy?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
really?
What?
Well, let's see. It was on Father's Day. I was first learning how to ride the motorcycle.
The little Honda motorcycle?
Yeah, Honda 70. So, Dad told me to take it out and then just give it a little bit of gas and go. And once you get towards where you're going to turn, just step on the brake and turn around and come back. So I put my helmet on, hopped on, and launched the motorcycle off a cliff.
Yeah, so we saw you going to turn the motorcycle around, and all of a sudden you went sailing off the cliff into the bushes, didn't you?
Yep.
And we went running down there, and there you were laying on one side, and there was the motorcycle running full speed on the other side, sideways. So when you go to turn your motorcycle around, don't twist the throttle back. That will shoot you off the cliff. Has anybody else done anything klutzy?
I have.
What did you do, Josiah?
I have spilled pretzels.
Well, I spilled pretzels, too. What was so klutzy about yours?
Well, I was so sleepy that, it's because we came home midnight, something close to midnight. So I was
It's pretty typical for us to come home late at night.
I was very sleepy, and the lid on the pretzels wasn't on correct, and it did a belly flop out of my hands, and it landed on its side, and pretzels came out.
You might point out that this is like 2 gallons of pretzels in a big jar, right?
Yep.
With a big wide mouth jar. So we had pretzels all over the garage around midnight or whenever it was that we came home late last night.
There's a big difference between 8 o'clock and midnight.
When you're his age, everything seems like midnight when the people say, "Wake up, we're home." And you don't have any legs underneath you when you go to get out of the car.
Mm-hmm. It's like your legs have fallen asleep.
Yeah, exactly that. You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. We'll be back in just a second with more Klutz stories.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
I got myself in trouble when I bought myself a home, 'cause I thought myself a millionaire, but then I couldn't pay off the loan.
Captain, I must inform you, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
Comedy Parenting Radio.
We're back with Comedy Parenting Radio talking about Klutz stories. Does anybody know anybody else who's klutzy other than themselves?
I do.
Who would that be, Joshua?
It would be my sister, Courtney.
The one sitting next to you?
Yes, the one sitting next to me.
I hope she doesn't pick up that baseball bat.
I don't have any klutzy moves, so I'm not scared of anything you have to say.
Oh, really? Well, just for safeness, let's just take this baseball bat away from you, okay?
Yeah, let me put it over here. Okay, you can put this helmet on while you talk.
Anyways, my sister and I like to ride on our motorcycles around the town of Marble because it's fun and there are lots of great motorcycle roads to go on, and there's no cops. Yeah.
It's that small of a town in Colorado.
Well, we don't really need cops. I haven't really known of any crime that has gone on here since I moved here.
We do have a jail in Marble, though, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Tell us about the jail. This is a true story. A jail in Marble.
There's a jail.
Where's it at?
It's at a little place called Thompson Park.
We have a jail at the park.
Yep, and it's a wooden building with iron cells. So you can stick a person in there, put a padlock over the door, and they won't be able to get out.
Do you know if anybody's ever used it?
No.
Maybe just for a prank or something. Anyway, what were you talking about?
Anyway, my sister and I...
Riding motorcycles around Marble.
Yeah, we were riding motorcycles around Marble, and we have this little creek that's not too deep, and you need to cross it or otherwise go on the road, the county road.
Is that the creek, Slate Creek?
Yes, it is.
The one that we hear about in Marble Mudflow?
That's correct.
And there's Crazy Camp Capers?
Yeah.
Same creek, okay.
There's a little crossing for cars and motorcycles.
I don't think a car can get across that.
No, the banks on each side are too high.
Every time the mud flow comes down, it wipes it out, and so sometimes people bulldoze it, and a Jeep could make it across, but never a car, never.
It used to be a car used to be able to go across, because my sister Christina was taking care of someone's horses, and they let her use their golf cart to get around, and she crossed Slate Creek with that golf cart.
I recall her getting stuck in Slate Creek with a golf cart. Anyway,
that was
go ahead.
Because the rocks were too big. But anyways...
Cut to the chase, would you?
We were crossing Slate Creek, and I crossed it just fine. No problems whatsoever. And my sister tried crossing the creek, and she stalled the motorcycle in the middle of the creek.
So she's in the water and it's not running.
That's correct. It's not too deep of water, but it's still pretty deep.
So how long did it take her to get out of there?
A good 5 minutes.
That's a heavy motorcycle to push out of the creek, and might I remind you, it was only my second time ever riding a motorcycle.
She needed my help to get it out of there.
Because it's heavy.
If you turn the motorcycle on and put it in gear, it drives out of the creek. But you pushed it, huh?
I didn't know that I could do that at the time. It was only my second time ever riding. And Joshua's motorcycle didn't even have any clutch. A little cheater.
Aye, where'd you get that knife?
All right, put the knife down here. Thank you, Josh, for talking about Klutzy's sister stories. Comedy, parenting, radio, Klutz stories. We'll be right back.
And if I ain't out of gas in the pouring rain, I'm changing a flat in a hurricane. I once spent 3 days lost on a clover leaf.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location?
In the woods, just outside of town.
Oh, not surprising. You've got your home. Bears have theirs.
Yeah, but see, this wasn't just any bear. This bear was wearing jeans and a hat, as in a Smokey Bear.
Jeans and a hat. That's definitely Smokey. What exactly did he have to say?
Well, we were about to head home, after having a bonfire.
Oh, I can guess where this is going.
Right. See, Smokey told me the fire wasn't actually out. He said if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
That's true. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Wow, no kidding?
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
that was a joke. Oh. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're listening to Comedy Parenting.
Stop imitating Fezzik, and I mean it.
Does anybody want peanut?
My dum-dum want to speak.
Hang on, folks. I got to go put one of my kids and make him sit in the corner for something he did. Hang on.
Dad, we're all sitting in the corner.
Good point. Okay, anyway, so I've done some klutzy things in my life, and I was teaching skiing at Buttermilk one time with a group of kids going into Black Elk Passage. It has a lot of dark timber on it, which are green trees, pine trees all over. And it was a cold day, and if anybody's ever skied on a cold day, you know that your nose gets a little bit runny. And so my nose was running, and just before I skied into the trees, I lifted up my hand and went to wipe my nose with my ski glove, which is a pretty common thing for skiers to do. And by the way, that's why you never buy used ski gloves ever. And when I went to wipe my nose, my ski pole was sticking off to the side at an angle, and it hit a tree. And the ski pole went the other end, the handle end of the ski pole went right into my nose, and it bopped me in the nose. And it felt like somebody just punched me right in the face, in the nose, as I skied into this woods.
Who knew you'd be fighting trees when you were teaching skiing?
Boy, I'll tell you what. And I thought I broke my nose, and I thought there'd be blood gushing and everything. And fortunately, maybe it was so cold the blood didn't gush. I don't know. But I skied in there and out of there with this really numb nose.
And that is why people do face palms to get the snot out of their nose.
What's a face palm?
You mean face plants?
Oh, face plant. You mean where skiers fall down on their face on the snow?
Yep.
Why are they doing that?
Because they want to get the snot out of their nose.
So what you're telling me is every time you see somebody laying on their face on the snow, they're actually just wiping their nose on the snow?
Yeah.
Seems logical to me.
Is that why you do it so often, Bug?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good theory. I like it. Well, you've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio with Jerry and the gang. Thanks for joining us. And by the way, kids, when you leave, don't trip over those cords.